This little tag right here is very, 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 very powerful.
At this point, automation should be a part of your business.
Turn it to a conversion engine.
Do y'all see this? You've just entered the twilight zone. I want to help everyone. All the restaurants have a need.
Facebook, Instagram, Google, WhatsApp, Telegram, even your own website chat widget.
T2T will all work.
But having these conversations with our customers, we could build those relationships.
Interact with our favorite restaurants in person and in digital. A solution-driven conversation, guys.
This is what we want.
And it's something I am really excited for.
Well, Ryan, we're just getting started.
You're not selling a bot, you're selling a solution.
The inbox. This is your money box, guys.
Every consumer now has NFC access.
You've really brought the technology down to the level of your neighborhood.
You are starting a conversation with your customer that never ends.
Stop making people work to buy from you. Make it as easy as possible.
NFC, baby. If I wanted to get the email as well. Let me show you how easy that is. You can't do that with Uber Eats and then also send a text. When this happens, I want these 10 things to happen afterwards to make sure I get that customer feedback, get that customer to come back again. My success has been because I make basic bots that solve big problems.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Tap the table, change the game.
It's a great space to be in.
Ryan back legit blew my mind.
That nails it on the head.
It was a mission all year long.
Hey guys, it's your broker Benji Gecy, Beaufort Lending. Hey, another wild week on Wall Street. 5th straight week of rise.
What is going on, people of the internet? That video is going to be so good you're going to want to watch it twice. My name is Ryan Baggett. It's been a while. I've been busy out here doing all of the things. I'm going to recap and update some of these things, but I'm not going to make our very important special guest wait any longer than he has to. Please give me your attention as we have a conversation with the biggest, baddest lender out of Beaufort there ever was. Before we get into that, let me just show you a little something here, and we'll talk about this, but I think you're going to like this quite a bit.
Hey guys, it's your broker Benji Gecy, Beaufort Lending. Hey, another wild week on Wall Street. 5th straight week of rising rates, and the mortgage markets are moving once again this week. Hey, I'm working late tonight, fighting hard to find you the lowest rates, best terms with our nation's leading lenders. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to everyone who supported us last week for the 2022 sponsorship and campaign of the RBC Heritage of Golf. Our team can't wait for 2023, and it was a real honor to be the official local lender of the RBC Heritage of Golf. Hey, you also know Beaufort Lending, we encourage you to shop your rate, and shopping your rate could not be more important in a rising rate environment like we have right now, and that's excellent advice. So if you're purchasing or refinancing right now and you want the most up-to-date rate quote, comment below. I'm going to respond immediately. Hey, thanks for trusting Beaufort Lending. I want to be your broker.
This guy right here, my man, my business partner, and another thing we're going to talk about today, the one and only legendary Benji Gecy. What is going on, man? Finally.
Introduction. That was pretty hot, Ryan. You did a nice job on that, and you made the old broker look pretty good there too at the end. But nice introduction, man. Quite an honor to be on the podcast tonight. This is actually my first podcast, so I'm super excited. What an honor. So, hey, thanks a lot, man. Really excited. We're doing some great things. Can't wait to talk about a lot of the stuff on the podcast tonight. And what a great video and introduction there. Can't thank you enough, pal.
You know, I'll tell you, man, I've been begging you and pestering you and like doing all the things to get you on here. And the first time you met me, you were a little unsure maybe about what Facebook could do. You're maybe a little unsure about what video could do, because the fact is you've simply done every other form of advertising that there is. You believe in advertising and marketing. I'm assuming because you're putting your money where your mouth is. You're spending money in all of the channels. But I think just for like a lot of people in any industry, regardless of the industry, social media can be the one that it feels a little scary to give old Zuckerberg $100 here and there, right? Like it feels a little
Yeah.
odd. Like what do I get out of that versus being somewhere where I'm getting lots of spots or time. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, I mean, Ryan, you're a younger guy than me. I've been a mortgage broker since 1997. This has been my only job. The job before I had that was a minor league baseball player for a short period of time. So I've had lots of campaigns, lots of advertising. We've done phone book advertising, TV advertising, radio advertising, and the social media. We've always just kind of posted on social media, not really thinking about what we would get out of it, just kind of the feel good, post something, see what happens there. When I met you, you were really, really high on the social media, and you promised me when I contacted you about the digital marketing campaign, you were going to blow my phone up. And that's exactly what's happening right now. And our content is unbelievable all over Facebook, all over the internet right now, and it's only been about 90 days. So it's pretty incredible experience for me, and it's hard to exceed my expectations, but you definitely did it. You definitely did it, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen here in the next 3, 6 months, a year. So, so far so good. Great job.
Well, I appreciate it, man. You are the man. I'm excited for it tomorrow, which we won't get into that just yet. We'll get into everything else, guys, but we can't tell you about tomorrow just yet. But this guy is nothing but a true winner in everything he does. Like you mentioned, he was a baseball player. This is huge. For those of you that know me outside of the tech or marketing world, I love baseball. I used to play. Never made it as far as this guy. He's a Hall of Famer. Yep. Savannah Chain. We were kind of a big deal. We're on the Google there. You can do a little search, and we're all on the Google. But we're not in the Hall of Fame here like this guy. This is amazing. So let's go back here before I get too deep. Tell us briefly, who you are and what you do in a nutshell.
Benji Gecy, I'm your broker, Beaufort Lending. I've been a mortgage broker since 1997. I would almost bet that I am the oldest licensed mortgage broker in the state of South Carolina. I'm only 48 years old, but a continuous license all the way up to date. And being a mortgage broker is very important, in my opinion, because the mortgage broker has the most flexibility in the mortgage markets. They're independent, they have wholesale rates, and they fight for the consumer to get the consumer the lowest rates. And the top mortgage brokers, they're the ones who put the consumer and their rates in front of, before their compensation. And the leading loan officers, mortgage brokers, they put the customer first. That's what I try to do. And then I try to offer superior customer service. And those two things together help me and have helped me become one of the top brokers in the state of South Carolina and in the United States. So I'm proud to have the 25 years of experience, and I'm very proud of some of the accomplishments that we've had over the last 2 to 3 years in the mortgage channel.
Man, I can tell you what, and I got to briefly meet two of the members of your lovely family, but tell us about your family a little bit. You've got some freaking rock stars out in the sports arena, is that right?
Well, I've got 3 daughters. My wife is actually quite an athlete. She was, I think, a 2 or 3 time All-American cross country track in college. We met at Brevard Junior College. She went on the Appalachian All Conference in the Southern Conference, but she's quite an athlete, much better athlete than I ever was in the college ranks. But I have 3 beautiful daughters. They play lots of sports. Oldest daughter's at Ole Miss right now, 19 years old. She's doing great at Ole Miss. What a great school that is. We're really proud of her. And the middle child is playing softball, volleyball, and then our 12-year-old doing the same thing, playing some volleyball and softball. And, it's nice. These are the first years that we've had baseball back in the family after about 22, 25 years. So to see those steel cleats and those cleats again brings back a lot of memories. And it was a lot of fun to see that. And we've had our first season. Girls have done phenomenal, having lots of fun, and that's what it's all about. Maybe another year or two, we'll start getting into some more advanced training, advanced hitting. But right now, it's all about having fun, and they're doing a lot of that right now, which is really fun to watch.
I'll bet, man. That's such an unfair advantage, man. That's luck right there to have Dad's been to the pros and show them all the things and got him. That's so great, man. Let's get to our next little question here. I don't want to take up all of your time, and I appreciate you taking the time. This guy's a very busy guy. I mean, you won't have to say any numbers here, but
we're working late tonight, Ryan. We are working late tonight, and I don't mind doing it all. First podcast, but this is how we do it. The mortgage broker, the self-employed mortgage broker,
They're going to work late nights. They're going to work early mornings. But they're going to work hard and they're going to play hard too. And I do a lot of that.
That's right, man. Well, you know, speaking of that, we got connected through another a friend of yours and a client of yours, maybe, or a client of your brother's, I think is more accurate, maybe. Chronic Golf, those guys are just awesome. Let me show you a little something. Here's Ashley from Chronic Golf. This is the coolest place on Hilton Head. This is one of the little promos we did for the rainy season. When it's raining on Hilton Head and you come to play golf, you're going to be a sad individual if you don't know about Chronic Golf. And so this is like the hot spot. Benji you had a realtor seminar there, right? Tell us about that a little bit.
Great facility. I mean,
Awesome
I hadn't
facility.
been to Chronic Golf yet. I know Ashley and Jeff very well. And actually, when I was really researching and, I had this radio campaign, probably arguably the best radio campaign in all of the United States. Me and T-Bone Taylor, the guy is a legend. He's going to be in the Broadcasters Hall of Fame. We started this Mortgage Minute right before or right during the pandemic, and this turned out to be, I would argue, the best radio campaign ever in the mortgage business. And we run a Mortgage Minute every Thursdays. You came and broadcasted, filmed this that one Thursday not too long ago. It was a great segment. But when I was really searching, I had all this radio content, and I knew I needed to get into the digital space. And I was just crying and looking for the time. And finally, I started searching around, and you popped up right away, one of the searches, and I saw their video. And I know Jeff and Ashley real well. And I was like, wow, I've seen that video on Facebook. And I was like, that's a great video. I'm going to call this guy. And I'll never forget, I called you, and first thing you did was you evaluated my website. You looked at some stuff that we had there, and you're like, oh, wow, I can really help you. I can do exactly what you're wanting to do. We're going to shoot all these videos. We're going to have all this content. Nobody else in my area was doing anything like it. And I knew this for years, but I never had the time to really focus on getting out there into the digital space. And when whatever I wanted to do, I wanted to do it the right way. I wanted to have a real professional. So when I saw that video and got in touch with you, and immediately you saw some of the things that I needed to be doing, which was social media, a little more there. And I thought what I was doing on social media was incredible, by just posting little flyers and having my little calendar of updates and everything. And you educated me on real social media advertising real quick and the power of it with content. And we started a campaign right away with just a few videos. And it blew me away, the thousands and thousands of viewers that saw those videos. And it was a lot of power. And our phone started ringing right away. So that's, a big compliment to you and your organization. I don't know if any other people like that could have done the same thing. And our partnership from the very beginning was like an aha moment. So you coming in, taking our first focus was to take our radio content and then try to turn it over into the digital world. But so we wouldn't have to do it over again because it was so good with radio. But when you put it on the radio, it stops. So what we did on that first segment, you recorded me and T-Bone in the studio, and it was so good. And I still think that one has the highest views out of all of the videos that we've shot so far. What do you think about that, Ryan?
I think you're right. That the launch video there is always a key component in any campaign or launch of a campaign or any new client relationship on the digital marketing side. But I will go ahead and say, and I thank you for all the nice things you say about me. That always motivates and makes me want to do it even more. You know me to achieve some sort of goal.
You're so humble.
But what I'll say here is, although everyone can potentially shoot a video with a cell phone or with the best equipment in the world, and maybe everyone has the ability to get their message out because they've got gas money, meaning ad money. I know I'm so country with my words; it just makes sense to me. Not everyone can perform in front of the lens or in front of a live camera. Like this is to me the most stressful thing ever. Not everyone can do.
Live? Are we really live right now?
We've got viewers, baby. Millions of viewers all around the world. Shout out to everyone who is watching and who will watch it, we appreciate you. Always let us know if you want to learn anything or know anything specific about automation marketing. I try to help here or have a really cool guest on like we've got tonight. But, I think that totally lost my train of thought there, but we're going to keep it moving here.
Well, we were talking about the confidence in the lens
Oh,
and
so
being on
yeah,
camera.
so basically, people can read a script, people can walk in a straight line sometimes and talk, which is a cool thing to see. But not everyone just has the swagger. Not everyone just has the vibe of just confidence, and that's what you have to have. I think to bring it back to a couple points in the prior the sports thing. I believe sports for sure. And if you play the game correctly, like if you have a good coach, for example, they're going to ingrain in you. You can't walk on that field unless you think you are the best or have a desire to be the best. Because if not, then why are you doing it? And if you embody that in your whole life through everything you do, which is what you do, everything becomes a little bit easier. Or at least for me, maybe it's not easier, but I already know because I don't want to not be the best at what I'm ever trying to do. Even if I don't think it's going to be easy, I know up front I'm going to have to work as hard as possible to achieve whatever the goal is. And for you, it's just natural. And I hate people like you in that way. I'm jealous, but you just do it so well.
And to a certain point, I'm the most competitive person you will ever meet. But there's one thing that I do. I work hard. I give lots of effort. I prepare myself. And I know from my sports background, if you do that, the success is going to follow. And it doesn't always follow you, but more times than not, you're going to have success if you work hard and you prepare yourself and you give great effort. And I do that every day at whatever I do, whether I'm golfing, playing baseball, in my job, my family, whatever. You're going to be successful. Success follows that effort. And for 25 years, I've been working very hard to be a mortgage broker. I've got lots of experience, and I try to work harder than any other mortgage broker in our industry. So I try to give better customer service than anyone else in our industry. And if I do that, I know that the success is going to follow me. And that's my sports background. When I played baseball, I was on a winning team almost every year. The only losing team that I was ever on was my first year in the pros in California. And that was disappointing to be my first year in the minor leagues. I played independent baseball, and we were terrible. And we had all these great players, some in the major leagues, and we couldn't win because the people didn't work together. They weren't team players. And we had a bunch of individuals, and coming from a great college team where there was a lot of camaraderie, teammates. You do whatever it took to support your teammate. And going into the pros is different. You're on your own, and everybody's fighting for your position. Everybody's fighting to get in the lineup. You're a paid professional. It's just a totally different environment, which, it takes a while to become a professional, and they groom you certain ways as a rookie. You don't get certain advantages of a 3, 4, 5-year-old veteran. And some of the guys I played with had actually been in the major leagues. So as a rookie, my first game, Darryl Strawberry was playing on the other team. He was coming up through the minor leagues. So actually, he wasn't coming up through minor leagues. He was coming up through the independent leagues, trying to reestablish himself from the Mets. And the Yankees signed him right after that, and the rest is history with the Yankees. So I played against some great baseball players in my time. And Coker College, I had a great coach at Coker. I ended up my career last 2 years at Coker. They voted me in. I played there a year and a half, and I'm the all-time best shortstop at Coker University. And I had a great coach there, Dave Schmatzer, who's still a great friend of mine. And I transferred in there from a Division I school to an NAIA school. And I can tell you that those guys at Coker were better than the Division I school that I transferred from. And that was amazing for me to be this big Division I athlete coming to an NAIA school. I did not think I was going to start there. So I had to start over and really grind and work harder to earn my position as a junior with some of these players who I thought were inferior. But these guys were like nails. They worked harder than anyone. And that coach, he was so good at what he did in training and preparing and the effort. And he knew that if you worked harder and he trained you harder, that you could beat anybody. And we did. And we won about 90 games in 2 years with those teams. And I would have put us up against any team in the country. I don't care if they were Division I, Division II, NAIA, But back then, I enjoyed being in the moment where the pressure was. Either I had to steal a base to help win a game, had to get a hit to win the game. Most of the time, I was able to come through on those. So the pressure did not bother me as much. And I embraced that. So, working hard, having a little bit of pressure, I enjoy that a little bit. And as you get a little older, that tends to be more of a young man's game. But I've got a little tolerance of pressure and, rising to the occasion and, owning your own business. You have a lot of peaks and valleys there. So you have to understand market conditions. You have to know when the market is probably going to be good. Market might be changing a little bit right now. We're in a changing market. A lot of people think that the good times we have for the last couple of years are going to be ongoing. We're starting to see some real weird economic cycles that could be changing a little bit that I'm a little concerned about. And the rise in rates from, basically record rates to where they are right now, that's a real concern for the market. So, what I do for a living is I find leads. That's what I have to do in my business. I have to find consumers. So I have to be active in conversing with people, seeing people, finding business for me. So when I wake up in the morning, I have to find that business. So I have to have the right tools available through my marketing, my reputation, my location, whatever I'm doing to get that lead in there. And then once we get them, we've got to be very good with our customer service. So I think those are the two most important things about what I do on a daily basis is I try to find people looking to buy homes, refinance homes, and I try to offer them an experience that nobody else can do through superior customer service. And then, behind that, having the best rates, I don't think that's the most important part of my business. And, best lenders, first finding the customer, that's number one. And then two, nurturing that customer and giving them the best customer service. Those are probably co-equal number ones. And then you start falling into, do you have the best programs and products and on and on. So that's kind of, my history, 5-minute rundown of, where I came from, what I'm doing right now. And, some of the challenges of what's ongoing in the mortgage channel right now, Ryan.
That was perfect, man. I totally can, although I never made it that far, relate and just the preparedness that these situations in sports can later on in life relate into business or into your where you work for your job, or
Every day.
or
Every day.
even in your marriages or your significant others. This is this sort of stuff where I think sports, especially at a higher level, and you mentioned it, Chain, shout out to the Chain Gang, Chain Baseball, Savannah. Those are the best times of my life for sure. That totally helped prepare me to be able to speak with some giant companies, me being a stubborn Southerner who's not leaving South Carolina to go to the West Coast because I like it here. I'm not interested in that. And I can talk to someone, whether they're the janitor or the CEO, exactly the same. And I don't get starstruck anymore since I've met or had in-depth conversations with the prior people I had on such a pedestal in the digital world or the marketing world or whatever. And so I'm not starstruck anymore. And to the last point on the baseball thing, you know Smoltz in a different way, and we won't have to talk about that. But my experience with celebrities' children, Smoltz and Evander Holyfield. Man, Evander Holyfield in Atlanta had a baseball team. They had major league uniforms. I thought Chain was high up, man. These guys, they were like pro uniforms. They were all like 7 feet tall, and we were like 15, 16 maybe. And I don't know how old we were at this point, but we got spanked. It was the first time ever, and this is after years of just like putting stomping on people on teams. In baseball, like doing football numbers in baseball games, and in some cases, we got spanked, man, stomped, and that was my only experience. And it was a John Smoltz Woodbat Classic in Atlanta. I'll never forget that.
I will tell you, I do know John Smoltz. He is one of the greatest champions ever in the history of baseball. He gives his time to almost everyone, and around here, Braves, they are like gods. And John Smoltz, I played golf with John. He takes the time to take pictures with everyone, give autographs, sign baseballs, and he is a true Hall of Famer and champion. And I can't say enough kind things about him. He is the nicest guy I have ever met, and I've been lucky enough and blessed enough to play some golf with him, and he's just a true champion. So I'm a big Braves fan, and my favorite Brave is John Smoltz. I love that guy.
So basically, what you just told me, the only thing I really got out of that is you're going to get John Smoltz on the podcast, right? When it's time. I'm just kidding.
Hey, you never know. You never know what's happening. Hey, big things are happening in Bluffton and Beaufort, South Carolina, Ryan. I got to think that April 27th, this is our first podcast. We're going to have a lot of people wanting to be on this podcast real soon, Ryan.
I think so too, and I know it's getting super late, so I'm gonna go ahead and get right to the meat and the potatoes right now, because these problems are going to only become, that you've mentioned in the business world, they're only going to become bigger. Okay, they're only going to become more important. You can look at any one of the factors that are really affecting the world or economy, however you want to look at it, from inflation to employee hardship, finding employee shortages around the country. These problems are only going to get, unfortunately, worse. And even if things feel good right now to a lot of businesses out there that aren't as forward-thinking as others, they're going to be blindsided. We're not going to be blindsided because we're prepared. But one of the things that we must do is achieve a level of customer retention and customer engagement and conversions that make us happy. And one thing that solves this is automation, right? And this guy, when I first showed him the possibilities, feels like years ago at this point, or right around yesterday, this guy he took it and ran with it like I've never seen. And what was the phrase that we've got to get this thing trademarked? It was a comment to, what was it? We always say comment to customer, comment to conversation equals conversion.
Comment. The first time you did it, I said, that is the comment to close. And I was blown away by it. I'd never seen anything like it. And I'm just like everybody else when I first saw it. Can you really do that? Can you really do that? Because
are we going to get in trouble for this?
We can do something with that right there. But what the problems that we were having, and everybody has out there, Ryan, what you were talking about, what I was talking about, is customer service. It's hard to get customer service anymore.
It sure is.
So, what I try to do, I'm so hands-on with my customers, almost everyone on the radio. I try to answer that phone, try to give them that superior service. It's very difficult to go anywhere now and get great customer service. And I don't like to get bad customer service. It's real disappointing when I see businesses do that. And I try as hard as I can with the few employees I have, is that's just our core value. We have to give superior customer service, which has led us to, kind of what you and I have created with our automation of, okay, if you can't do it all the time, and I can't answer the phone all the time, and I can't, see these people in the middle of the night, how do we create automation or technology that's giving superior customer service? And you had an answer for that right away. And you felt the same way as I did. And that's, sort of some of the pedigree and ingredients of what we started putting into our product and our invention here. So I'll let you keep going and talking a little more there about it, Ryan.
Well, you're exactly right. You nailed it on the head as usual. I'm going to go ahead and let's share our screen and let's just show people what we're talking about, because it's difficult to understand unless you see it in a lot of cases, and I understand that. So let's go ahead and get my screen up, and let's see what we can do here. All right, so let's remove John Smoltz out of the way. Shout out to him. Now we gave him screen time. He's got to come on the show. So what I've got going on, guys, is I've got the Facebook page pulled up on desktop, and I'm also going to show it to you here on my actual phone. Let's see if I can move can I move our boxes anywhere? Oops. Let's see what I can do. Here we go. So hopefully you can see that. Maybe I'll make it a little bit tinier. So what we're going to do, this is the same thing. This is his video that we just posted, and I'm going to show you guys what happens. But first, before anything else, I've got to show, because we can check this screenshot out. Let's see, where can I find it here? I know I saved it, didn't I? I texted it to you. Let me show you. This, guys, we were posting the video. I got the okay, And all of a sudden, I get this prompt from Facebook saying to add the button to Messenger. Okay, so let's show you what this looks like. I've never seen this before. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Let's put it back on here. Boom. So as we posted the video, we see this message here. Can you still see it? I hope. We see the message. Add a send message button. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this?
I can see it, Ryan.
Add send message. So as soon as the video posted, okay, the video is posted, and then Facebook prompts us with this add send a message button. Add button, not now. The add button is big, bold, and blue. Why in the world do you think Facebook would do this? Do you think that means maybe it could be important? Maybe the inbox is important. Maybe this is a way for you as a business to connect with a customer. Does this make sense? I think the meaningful transaction happens in the inbox. And I think conversations are started with good content. That is what I believe. That is my secret rocket science formula here. We've got to have good content. And if we have good content, we've got to make it easy for the customer to communicate and say, hey, I want to buy your thing, or I'm interested in your service. And so this is what we do. So if someone's scrolling on their feed, they see this guy working late, got his nice headphones on. He just got today as we're doing this for you guys to enjoy. And we can see right underneath his video, a big giant indicator to the consumer, opens in Messenger, send a message. We're making it so easy to communicate. Okay, this is what it's about. How many
businesses do you think skip over that message there that pops up on Facebook, right?
We talked about it. I think we are probably absolutely correct. People are thinking this is just another button to close out, another tracking ad, another pop-up at this point on their phones, and just doop, doop, doop. They're not even looking at it. They don't look at the messages, okay? We are telling people, comment below, do this, do that, because we want to do something important here, right? So let's go ahead, and I'm going to leave a comment, right? We're doing a podcast. You don't have time to be rude, like I might be in some cases because my clients come first, to respond to a comment while you're doing something else. Your full attention is given to the camera in front of you. So when someone comments and says, what are some of the best ways to get a good rate? ? We're going to post this, and we're going to see what Benji's doing because he's on this podcast. The comment has just been posted, and we will get our message here sent to our inbox. Let's see where we're at here. Let's pull up my little messenger. Did we get hit yet? Let's see. Did we get hit? Here's where we got hit a minute ago. Nice. I commented, DM'd you. And then what did that do? Well, it allows me to communicate. So let's assume here, social media, cover taken care of. What if you're in person? And this is where I'll let Benji talk a little bit here. I've got my handy dandy phone. I've got my handy dandy little card here. Let's make sure you guys can see me in this case. Well, you want to see the phone too. Let's move this phone right over here. What I'm going to do is, while I've got my phone open, I'm going to take my card and just do a little tap here. If my phone will work here. We got a little bit of slow connection. So let's tap our little card here. And then we're going to open the link. And what do you know? Benji's sitting here ready to talk to us.
Have you ever seen a digital card produce a video before?
And now,
or apply for a mortgage.
We can apply.
Listen to Benji on the radio.
Let's do this. Let's go ahead and apply. We are immediately able to apply for the refinance or home purchase of our dreams, or we can skip it because we want to do something else. Maybe we click on the little hamburger menu at the bottom, visit website. We can go straight to his website. That's cool. So he's on the website. We're checking things out. And all of a sudden, I've got a question. Okay, so what's this do? This looks like a chat bubble here. We're going to click this. And boom, now we're able to chat in Messenger. Sure, chat. Now we're getting started in Messenger here. And you're talking to me with no hands. Okay, so I can apply securely. I can get your contact info. What else can we do? We can pre-qualify.
Let's listen to Benji on the radio.
I think this is an excellent idea. As you can see, I've
Oh,
got
there's Coach
they're
Billy
working on
Black. There's
it's
another
working on
famous guy right there, testimonial from University of South Carolina Golf. He did a great testimonial on the radio for us. So, this guy's an incredible coach as well. Great baseball player from Georgia. You'd love Billy Mack. And there's old Coach Schmatzer right there. He did a great testimonial for us as well.
voice note. This is how you do it, man. And so we can do anything that we want to do here. We can get free valuable info. We can get our rate. We can go to our calculator. Let's get his contact info. We want to do that. Or we could, in this case, we don't want to open the landing page. Let's go and apply securely. That's what we really want to do. And now we're going to get the message here. We got someone liking your stuff. And here again, here's my options. And let's go home purchase. And now it's happening. Okay, we're collecting information in real time. And this is something I think that saves you a lot of time. It allows you to have some consistency, right? What do you think about how this is working out, baby?
I start laughing every time that I see this because we created these funnels and you tap the business card. All right, it's a digital business card right here that we tap the phone. And you'll probably remember we just had somebody tell us that this card was blurry and the ink was not good. But it doesn't matter if I had a baseball glove or a clear piece of this and I tapped your phone. It's the automation of what you just showed on your phone there that nobody has ever done before. And it is patent pending. Ryan and I have it patent pending. But have you ever seen a business card, a paper business card, take a mortgage application before? No. Have you ever seen a paper business card produce a video that can educate the client, nurture the client, give the client up-to-date rate reports, market conditions? Have you ever seen a paper business card showcase someone's individual brand through a video? We've all put this into the digital business card with the same automation on the comment to close. And we'll probably get into it next time. We can do it with the QR code. And we have the magic link on our website, which you showed off a little bit there as well. But the automation, finding you, and then us putting together the self-branding, some of the ideas that I had in the digital market, some of the challenges I had with the mortgage business, all the questions that you just asked through automation right there are populating and filling in my 1003 uniform residential loan application. So as you answer those questions there, it's doing half of my job for me. And it's also recording that information as well. And we also have a Google Sheet where we're populating that to where if we want to transfer to any type of CRM we want or any other drip campaign, we have the flexibility to do that. But what's really cool about the automation is we can create any funnel that we want. Just like we had some of my radio ads, we have mortgage questions, we have purchase, home, refinance, condo. It's really limitless on what we could do in the mortgage business. And, the mortgage business, in my opinion, for the automation is the hardest one to perfect. And I think we've perfected it pretty well. Nobody has ever even tried to do what we're doing here. And the comment to close on social media, has anyone ever done that before, Ryan?
They have not, sir. They have not.
Yeah. So this is the first that lots of people are going to be doing here real soon. Ryan Baggett, Benji Gecy, we've come up with this original idea, and this thing is the most powerful lead generating tool that you will ever see on social media. And we created it right here in little old Beaufort and Bluffton, South Carolina, just on a random visit between two guys that are self-employed, trying to make a living, trying to grow their business, trying to do some things in the digital market. And I just happened to run into what was so impressive is a great programmer in technology and automation, and actually somebody who is very, very good with marketing and self-branding. And I don't know that there's ever or has been another programmer with talents like that. how did you become? I want to ask you a question, Ryan. How did you become such a great programmer, marketer, and so influential in self branding? I mean, somebody taught you somewhere how to do that, or is that just natural for you? But you've got three great qualities there that were very attractive to me. And with some of my knowledge and my experience in the mortgage business, that's how we kind of developed this product. But tell me a little bit about your experience from marketing, self branding, and then some of your programming background.
So I think I had my first website published when I was in third grade. I've got to give a big old shout out and point my fingers over at my parents. I just was very, very lucky to be in the situation I was in, having an OG in the IT, professional IT world, information technology world. My dad, who's worked for some big companies doing some very advanced networking things before people knew what networking was. He always has made the joke he invented the internet before Al Gore thought of it, and we won't get into all that stuff. But funny stuff. And my mother, she, I think the first high school class she taught all those years ago, she's retiring this year. Thank goodness, getting out of the school system to relax a little bit. I hope. She's taught typing. I think it was the first class, and that was also business. And so I remember living in Savannah, and then Effingham later. Just countless CPUs and towers. I don't even think they make those towers anymore. They're all just, the devices are so small these days. But I've always been around technology. I think I built my first website, like I said, in third grade, called the Email Club. And I'm pretty positive the whole thing was just the most basic HTML ever of all time. But I've always been interested in technology, what I thought was the cool side of technology, and my dad being the database guy, I was like, what the heck is a database? Who cares about this? I want to do fun things. I want to do animations. I want to do design stuff. And when social media came about in 2009, I believe, is when I really had my first taste being in management in one of the resorts on Hilton Head, one of the beach resorts. I just wanted to try to see the Facebook thing, the ads. They just announced that they were allowing businesses to give them money to show their posts to people. This was a crazy concept back then. Who wants to give Facebook money? This is a waste of time. This is what everyone, especially around here, thought, and many people still do. They're wrong. Spoiler alert. But I spent a little bit of my own personal money because the boss at the time was like, I don't know about giving you money for Facebook. And I was like, well, I saved up. I'll just see what it does because I was so curious. And I just had a feeling this was going to work. And right around that time is when I got hip to old Gary V, who was the first person ever to really, in a cool way with scale, get the secret formula of the time out to the masses. And so he's basically saying, I'm doing it. Here are the steps. You can do it too, and it will work. And that's essentially always been the case. And I felt that way all the way up till I met him, was in his office, hanging out with him for half an hour, doing some work. And after that, I was like, well, I think I've got all I'm going to get from him. So moving on to the next milestone, right? So that's really my whole deal. So I've been inspired by, at an early age on with technology. But anyways, I wanted to show on my screen here what's happening. We just did our little comment deal here. We got the reply, instantly see your inbox. We got the message, click to continue, and then boom, the automation is going to work. And we know that this is important because Facebook told us to add a send message button to the most recent post, to the one that we just did earlier. And so to me, it just makes all the sense. Now, I'll end with something that people just haven't seen before because we're just very, very ahead of the game. What we're going to look at here, guys, and this can only be seen on your mobile device. So I'll just go ahead and close this out so you can focus here. And then we'll let you go so your wife doesn't totally want to murder me next time she sees me. We'll get you back to home. This, guys, is what you call a Google business profile, Google business listing. Shout out to the increase on reviews. Look at this. We're about to hit 100, baby. Wait till you send that email. We're going to hit 100 by the time we,
Hey, we
that
worked
goes
hard
out.
for those reviews, and you should read those reviews. Those are great reviews. We worked very hard to earn those reviews right there. Very proud of those, Ryan. But I'm also
Appreciate
very
that.
proud of that chat button right there. So go ahead and tell them about
Let's see if I can make some fun things happen here. Let's open up Chrome, because guys, I'm telling you, this stuff right here is the real deal. We're gonna say Beaufort Lending. So there's a new search here, Beaufort Lending, and this is what I wanted you to see. Do y'all see this? What does this blue indicator right here say? It said, did you see it? It said new button, click it, chat with a representative. That's what it says. So let's do that. Let's click on chat and Google Maps. Let's see, what do we have? Let's look at this. We're going to look at it on Safari. Let's go here. It's where I was already. And now we're ready to roll. So let's delete this conversation so you guys can see it, like how a normal person views it. So they're on their phone. They're searching for Beaufort mortgage lending, Beaufort mortgages, anything related. They get a blue highlighted indicator. Click this button. They click the button. Boom. Do you see how beautiful this is? On brand. Very clear who I'm talking to. What may not be so clear to some people, and some people are faster than others, we've got a little robot head right here. This is an indication that this is automation, because we told Google when we launched you, this is going to be automated conversation. We don't have time to talk to every single person that comes in here, because they might just be lost. They might not be qualified, and I really got to spend my time wisely to give the best service, right? So in this case, we're giving them an option here to pre-qualify securely. This is our big CTA. This is your goal, to get people to pre-qualify, and it must be secure. Well, I don't know about you, but Google and Facebook, these companies are the biggest in the world, and they've got the best technology in the world. Sorry, they do. And they've got the best engineers in the world. Their stuff is as secure as anything else on the internet, if not more secure than applications or programs that claim all the security stuff. This is a tried and true system with legitimately billions of people.
Yeah.
And
so Ryan, with what we started right there with the chat, just some of those questions right there, with going back to our core qualities, the customer service. So when we did the chat buttons and the conversations, everything we designed can be totally customized. So when we introduce ourselves on the chat button, magic link, or whatever automation we have, our questions are going to be allowing the consumer to experience through automation and questions, language, superior customer service. Just like we started in the beginning there. Welcome to Beaufort Lending. You can customize it any way you want. Thank you for choosing Beaufort Lending. Thank you for applying with Beaufort Lending. Apply securely here. Those are all core qualities of what consumers are looking for when they open up a window like that. And with the chat box here, I believe I'm probably one of the only businesses ever to have that chat window, magic link, widget, whatever we want to call it. And then we have our automation that we've created inside of it. So we've got a lot of powerful tools from our website to our Google business page, our digital business card, and most importantly, the comment to close there. So the automation is working for us in a bunch of different avenues there that I'm really excited about, and it's very powerful.
So I just got a text. I just pre-qualified successfully. I got a text from Benji. Says, thanks for connecting with me, Ryan. Do you have a text message on your phone, Benji? You should.
Oh yeah, broker card, Ryan Baggett just finished the pre-qualification funnel right there.
And if you click on any of those links, then you're immediately in contact with that person who pre-qualified correctly. And I want to point out the information that the customer provides. Okay, when they're on a channel like Google, we know who they are. We can find out exactly who they are. If they're on Facebook and they're surfing around and now they're curious and they hit the send message button, they DM you or they comment, any sort of meaningful interaction, you're going to be connected immediately. And that's what I think is just so awesome about automation and the geniuses over at these channels and platforms, because they're providing us the ability to do things that up until today, essentially, we would never think it's possible. We would never understand that we just gave a bogus number here. Please confirm your smartphone number, but I don't know if I want Benji texting me. I'm just fishing around. I'm a tire kicker, basically, right? So I say 1, 2, 3, and it says, while you're on a podcast and while your employees, you have employees at your nice building out in Beaufort with that Sheriff PJ Tanner sign, awesome. Shout out to him too, obviously. But they're sleeping right now. They're not watching us. They're going to see it when they're eating breakfast in the morning, what we're doing right now because we're grinding. Okay, this ensures you're going to collect only meaningful information, and you're going to let the person know that, hey, this is not a correct number. Give us the correct number. I provide the correct number. Boom, I got the text message. I got the prompt in Google. Hey, everything's good to go. No worries here. Let's just make sure that we can see on your end, and this is the end here, and then it'll be time to go because you got to go to bed, and I've got things to do still. What we're going to do is we're going to just come right over to the customers tab, and let's pull this on the other side here. And what do we have? Boom. We see this is Ryan, and it came from where? He came from Google. How do we know that? Because there's the big giant Google logo there, for your channel. So here he is. He came into Google. How do we know that? In our customers tab here, where we keep tabs on our customers, here I am, Google 5 minutes ago. Last seen 3 minutes ago. Here he is. We're able to talk to him in any different channel that we want to. So if we want to text Ryan right now, let's do that. Let's text Ryan and say, let us know if you need any more info about rates. Okay, so boom. What just happened on my phone here, man? Here's the text message. Let us know, right? So you're able to communicate with these people on the channel that they prefer, or the quickest or most efficient for them, and immediately provide value by not wasting time, giving direct information, and then we still save you the client time, because maybe at the end of the day, we really just need to send some funnels. Maybe we want to go into the Google channel and we want to say, let's do this. Let's send a funnel for pre-qualify. We can send that. I'll get the information. I can pre-qualify again if I want to. This is where it's at, guys. What do you say, Benji?
Well, what we've done, Ryan, and especially right now, why it's important. 2 years ago, a year ago, there were leads everywhere. Everyone had leads. It was easy to find leads. And when you and I met, we knew that the market was going to be changing, and we knew that we had to capture leads in a different way, because as the market turned and conditions changed, leads are going to be very important. So if you went and made a comment on a normal Facebook post, what information do you get, Ryan? You don't get anything. So the automation that we've created is a state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind, never before done comment to close, because when they make that comment, we're creating a conversation that has never been done before. And our automation we've designed appropriately for the mortgage business and the mortgage application. We're registering information on that client right away, which is allowing that client to work in a very automated, customer service oriented questions very quickly. It's making it easier for them, and it's making the transaction faster, and it's allowing me to do my job through automation, which allows me to work on a lot more clients. So, and if you go to the chat box, same thing's happening there. Certain questions are prompted for the consumer, and they're filling out my forms, making me a very powerful person, because if they went to my Google business page and they looked at my reviews, there's no possible way I can know who's going to my Google page. I get all these great analytics every month that say this many people visited my Google page. But if I could make that chat button as big as my family's face and everything else in there, I would, because that's going to tell me and give me the information on who's actually visiting my site. And then I can follow up with them with phone calls, put them in email drip campaigns, text message campaigns, whatever we want to do through the funnel system. So, our tools, our website, our Google business page,
our Facebook posts, they're more powerful than anybody else out there. And we definitely have an advantage over our competitors with the automation. And this stuff is newly released. Not many people have seen it before. This is our first podcast with it, which I'm super excited about. And our little old digital business card that's wide on one side and blurry on the other side is pretty powerful with some of the automation. And we did have somebody tell us, Ryan, that it did not work. And that was actually a funny conversation that we're going to talk about on another podcast down the road. But it works every time, doesn't it?
Boy, I'll tell you, it sure works every single time, and you can't trick us. We can see everything. You can't trick us. And I love when people think they can get one past old Ryan or old Benji, but we might just smile and nod and say, okay, well, we know what your credit score is. We know all this information, but it's all right. But man, I'll tell you, we're gonna have to do this again. Not so late. I'm glad we got everything set up there. Your mic's working well, lights working well. I think you got a lot of knowledge to drop on some folks in your industry. I think you got a lot of value to provide people, which is everyone who will need housing and mortgages and good rates, unless they just want to just blow money, right? This doesn't make sense. When we know what makes the most sense, we can kind of know what smart people, majority of people are going to do. And so just like Facebook's prompting us to, hey, use this button we're going to provide you. We don't want to just put it here and just do it for you. But we're giving you a big, giant hint that you probably want to have this send message button there. And if this is what they're telling us, and I've been harping on this for about 6 months pretty avidly, I'd be very, I'd caution you to consider listening to their warnings and their pop-ups and listen to their advice, because they're going to help you succeed. That is the goal of the platforms, and that's where I want to end on. Facebook and Instagram and Google and all these platforms and channels want you to win. They want you to love them, because if you do, you will invest what? More time, more energy, and more money. That is it's a business, guys. So I think you guys should keep on watching. Be sure to follow Benji, follow Beaufort Lending, and if you guys have questions for him and you see this later, drop them in the comments, and I'm sure he'll get back with you guys. Thank you all for watching.
Remember, guys, it's the innovation is happening very fast, and in the mortgage business, we're usually the last ones, but innovation is moving rapidly, and Ryan has done a great job with the technology, applying it to probably the hardest industry for technology and innovation, which is the mortgage business. And what we've done here is pretty incredible. This thing is really a global idea, and it's going to transfer over to lots of businesses down the road. So we're super excited about it. Ryan, great job tonight. Thanks for having me on the show. Looking forward to the next podcast, man.
Thank you so much, man. I'll talk to you soon. And guys, thank you for watching. We cannot end the episode, of course, without a big, giant shout out to Wendy, who makes all of the things just a little bit more awesome. She windifies things, as we like to call it, around the office. She makes things just a little bit better. So shout out to you, Wendy. And happy birthday, Richie. Missed it yesterday, man. Sorry. But guys, thank you all again for watching. I can't promise, obviously, we're going to have more episodes so frequently. This is such an insanely busy, but awesome, productive year. But I will do my best to keep you updated. Benji, however, this guy's he's made it already. He does this for fun at this point, and he stays at the top. He will most likely be dropping some extremely valuable educational videos here very soon. No matter what business you're in, you should probably check that out. And it's only going to help you. So thanks again, guys. We will chat again soon. Peace.